latency. So continue, sir, about Keaton. I'm just looking for some photos or related stuff online. So talk about the Keaton thing.
So we talked about how he's probably going to be the basically in the DC EU Justice League universe going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a good thing, and obviously we're going to probably end up having him in a Batgirl movie, and there's
don't go there. I don't want to hear about anyone or anything in Batgirl movie until we know who Batgirl is.
Nothing. No, I was going to say, and also there is some talk that he may be in some Justice League movies whenever that happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
all right. Well, here's at least a juxtaposition.
Of course, it's just the thought of it is what's giving that movie new life right now.
So here's the thing, man. So I don't watch it anymore, but I had an up and down relationship with CW. But I've always loved the crossovers, and my favorite is the Earth X crossover for a lot of reasons. And the scene with Oliver and Felicity X or whatever it was in the concentration camp, like all that stuff, was so powerful. But with CW in the TV show, you can do the crossover and then everything kind of goes back to normal. But in the movies, all of a sudden it becomes canon, right? In a way that it's not as important in the TV show. So let's put it this way. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, by making it animated and Miles Morales, they could start a Spider-Verse and maybe they'll explore it more and maybe they won't. And let's be clear. I think you would agree, Spider-Verse is how you do a multiverse in a single movie. But they haven't proven that they can continue that. So my question is, and because Michael Keaton is a serious actor who takes all of these roles seriously, is that whether he appears a lot again or once more again or not again, he'll want to know the logic of what's going on, right? So there has to be more than just this is fun, yay, Michael Keaton is in the Flash situation. So do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yet again, I'm going to explain what I think. I don't know if this might... Now, what I'm going to talk about may not be Warner Bros. Endgame for Keaton's Batman, but it's what I want to be Michael Keaton's Batman's Endgame. Is they should do a live-action Batman Beyond where he is basically teaching the next generation of Batman how to be Batman, basically. So, if you get like a young actor to be Batman, get a younger Batman, he's like I'm thinking maybe 70 or 80-year-old Bruce behind the computer telling how to fight these villains and stuff, because he does all the research and stuff. So
yeah, just to give you a sense of that real quick. Hold on one sec. There we go.
Yep.
I like this idea. I would like to see Batman go through some ups and downs in the first movie. Like let me put it this way. So, when we celebrated Zoe Kravitz and Paul Dano, and we praised you for your Zoe Kravitz prediction, and we were both thrilled about Paul Dano, I said I wanted Catwoman to be, at best, on the fence morally in the first movie, and maybe a straight-up bad guy in the first movie. So what if in the first movie, Batman actually gets his ass kicked by the end of the movie by a combination of Riddler, Catwoman, and so forth, and that is what ultimately why he needs an older Batman to come, and he meets Flash either in the Flash movie or Flash meets him in the Batman movie, like maybe at the end or post credits or whatever, and Flash is like, "Oh, I know how to help you," and he brings Batman into the right. So does that make sense? Like, I think that would be a great arc because
that would be cool. That, although it doesn't sound like they want to do Into the Batverse right now because they're saying that the Reeves Batman movies are separate, and
Well, wait, hold on.
making separate for now.
But you just said that he was gonna mentor young Batman.
Yeah, because they're kind of splitting up the Batman role. I mean, we got Pattinson is young Batman, and Keaton is old, bitter, seen it all Batman.
I'm sorry, you still have me confused. Is Keaton going to appear with Pattinson?
That is a. For now, I would say no.
So why do it otherwise? I'm not clear. What does Ezra Miller's Flash care about old, crusty Batman from 1989? It's not clear.
I mean, they're saying that the rumor is that the plot's going to be that he stumbles into the '89 universe. He doesn't go there on purpose.
Okay.
And that's how he meets the '89 Batman.
That's how he meets the '89 Batman. Still unclear to me why that's important, but okay. So, here's my next concern. Regardless of how they do it, they're already distracting from Pattinson by talking about other Batmans, and DC constantly does this. Like, Marvel, since Joss Whedon cast Elizabeth Olsen, it's been a constant effort. You pointed to Civil War as her breakout, even more than Ultron, which in retrospect I think you're right. In each movie, it's building Scarlet Witch, building Scarlet Witch, building Scarlet Witch. It's not, you know what I mean? It seems to be detracting, and then you add the DC tendency to have Flash versus Reverse Flash, and everyone fighting their opposite and whatever, which I get from the comics. But it seems like Keaton is just going to distract from Pattinson because, let's be honest, Pattinson might be a heartthrob, but Keaton's still a more legendary, famous actor overall to the average American than Robert Pattinson.
I mean, who's going to get people more excited? Be more excited about the new guy who's playing Batman, or basically the Christopher Reeve of Batman?
But we've been so excited about Pattinson. We think Pattinson could be the best of all the Batmans.
Yeah.
You guys want it all. That's the difference. Is DC fans want an orgy of fan service even more than, like, let's put it this way. I think y'all are more like, by y'all I mean hardcore DC fans. Y'all are more like Star Wars fans than Marvel fans. Marvel fans want lots of different characters, not multiple versions of the same characters. You know what I mean? In every single storyline. DC has this, very complex multiverse lore canon thing, just sort of like kind of how Star Wars does. And after you have Pattinson, Dano, Kravitz, and hopefully a Batgirl and hopefully a Robin, and this great Batverse that you and I have been talking about, now all of a sudden, it's all about another old Batman, but it's in Flash, and it might have anything to do with the new Batman. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm already, like, I want to focus on Pattinson, because me, Pattinson is a brilliant casting and a brilliant concept, and just with the two other young actors that we know, it is already great, and this just seems to distract. And if it's fan service, then why ruin it? Why not do it as a post-credits stinger? That's what Marvel does. Sorry.
I think it's there. Now, if I remember correctly, beforehand we were going to get Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne Batman, but then that was scrapped in favor of Keaton's Batman.
You're not answering my question.
So that's why we're getting Keaton in this movie.
You're not answering my question.
Flashpoint has Batman in it, and they figured instead of getting Negan from The Walking Dead, let's get Keaton back as Batman.
Ritter, you're not answering my question. Why do we want to distract from what's already a great new young cast and a great new young Batverse? You were the one to get me excited about the Batverse. It came from you. You were ready for this new Batverse with young characters and a recasting and this big, like an Avengers of Batman Batverse. But then the nostalgia hits, and as soon as they tickle you with some nostalgia, it's like, oh, I want that. I want Keaton. Ooh, maybe we get a little Christian Bale or something. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, does this make any sense? Like, maybe to the average person, this news... Look, wait, hold on, really quickly. This news is on The Wrap, The Verge, and Slash Film, which are nerd sites that you read and I read. So the average fan might not even know that this is happening.
And Heroic Hollywood and stuff like that, but,
But, I mean, do you think they're already hedging on Pattinson?
Like, supposedly Keaton is going to be, like, the Nick Fury of the DCU, but Pattinson, they're billing Pattinson as the main Batman.
Let me just show you. You just contradicted yourself because you also said that maybe that Batmans weren't going to cross paths.
No, but all right. This is what they said. I'm not going by. This is not my words. This is what they, WB, and the outlets are saying. They are saying Keaton is not going to be in basically the main Batman. They're saying Pattinson is the main Batman.
Well, duh. I mean, were they going to put Keaton back in the suit to fight?
You should mention that. They are actually going to put him in a suit in the Flash movie. That is the other thing we know.
Do you mind if I show you a few images here? Let me show you a few images.
All right.
Sorry about that. All right, take a look at that. Take a look at that. That one's kind of corny, but you get the idea. This is a sexy, smoldering, awesome Batman that I want a piece of. And honestly, I'm already buying him more than Christian Bale in terms of personality and looks as Batman. So why distract now other than fan service? Look, okay, let me say what I'm actually trying to say, which is DC cannot just focus. Kevin Feige has been focused on the MCU for 15 years, and even though I don't love all the movies or even a lot of the movies, it's been very focused and planned. And it's like, Margot Robbie, okay, everyone loves Harley. Now we're going to throw her here. Birds of Prey, sure, why not? No one cares about that. Okay, we destroyed Birds of Prey in these actresses' career. Now Margot Robbie's gone. But Suicide Squad, but it's going to be totally different. Now we got Batman, but then we're going to bring in Matt Keaton. Like, there's no focus. Who's in charge? I don't even know who's in charge at DC anymore, honestly.
I think it's one of the guys who's done the universe.
So you are not seeing this as a problem. You aren't seeing this sort of throwing shit against the wall every which way as a problem.
It is a problem. Yes, it is a problem. But they also, again, think of the Batman as the Joker is his own contained universe. And then
I'm thinking of it.
Keaton will be now Gal Gadot, Ezra's Flash, was Aquaman. Yeah, you get the picture.
Okay. This is no offense to Michael Keaton, okay? But this guy right here, okay, is way more important to the franchise than right now than Michael Keaton. If this guy, who is Academy level talent, who is a Broadway actor, if this guy right here, Paul Dano, is an all-time great, like as good or better than Bane, up there with the Joker's amazing bad guy who maybe spans multiple films or at least puts in an all-time classic performance and kicks the shit out of Batman to get him to the next level, that's what's important. And that's why Christopher Nolan, I think, ultimately never wanted to do a Batverse, never agreed to do a Batverse, and is still happy he never did a Batverse because he didn't want to deal with all of this stuff, like throwing more Batmans in or throwing more Jokers in. He wanted to have his characters, tell his story, and then move on. And, you know, for me, it's kind of hard to argue with that.
I agree with you, but...
Oh, this one right here. I love this. I love this photo. This photo is amazing. The tormented Bruce Wayne. The tormented young Bruce Wayne. I love it.
He is... Yeah, that last photo, that is amazing.
Okay, so where are we with Flash right now? There keeps being rumors, which you know I'm always skeptical of because of the Joss Whedon situation, and which still there's no evidence. Jeremy Renner was the worst guy in the world for a few weeks until his daughter said that he's an amazing dad and their mom is crazy, and it was a custody battle, and now he's a great guy again. And neither of these Ezra Miller stories seem to carry any weight whatsoever. He just seems like kind of a crazy guy, but he seems like a sweet kid, and he's been around, but you know what I mean? In today's world, I don't even know. Christina Hodson's writing the movie. Where do you see the Flash movies at right now? Because that's the movie. Batman should be a home run. By the way, that's why I'm not worried about these different Batmans. Because of Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves will, with Planet of the Apes, there's lots of contradictions and stuff like that, and weird time stuff. Matt Reeves will handle it fine. But The Flash is the movie for, look, dude, I'll ask you straight up. You know the answer to this. What CW show has gotten the best ratings since it started airing 5 or 6 years ago?
The Flash?
The Flash.
And Supergirl?
The Flash. No, but Flash gets more than Supergirl. Supergirl has the most rabid, loyal audience, but The Flash gets the best ratings by far. It's always gotten the best ratings. Why? Because he's the Spider-Man, right? He's the fun, young, do anything. I want to be him. You know.
He's the hero of the DC universe.
Yeah, Candace Patton is Mary Jane, right? I mean, and so, but the problem is, I loved Cyborg in the Joss Whedon cut. I loved Cyborg and Flash together, but apparently Ray Fisher hated that, and so now I'm questioning everything because that was one of my favorite parts of the movie was Cyborg and Flash. So is it all ruined now because of this Ray Fisher situation and these accusations against Ezra Miller? Like, where is this going?
I mean, I could have told you where it was going a week ago, but
now?
Right now, all I'm going to say is we do know there's a big announcement at DC Comic-Con regarding the Flash movie.
You keep saying that.
We will see.
Can I tell you a? Can I give you another reason why we really don't need a whole bunch of different characters than we've already got? Exhibit A.
Sure. Go ahead.
Exhibit B. Exhibit C. again, I think Anne Hathaway is the best, but if in a multiple movie role with her age, personality, and so forth, again, Zoe Kravitz could be the best. So we are in a situation with all the great Batmans and some great Catwoman. Don't you agree? Where we might still get the best Batman now and the best Catwoman going forward, and we should be focused on this?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, so are you hearing anything coming out of the announcement train, or... Oh, this is an interesting mock-up. Let me see if I can get this on the screen.
I mean, we should cover the announcement that we haven't talked about last time, which is we on is getting a Gotham show, which is a prequel to the Matt Reeves Batman movie.
That's a cool mock-up right there. You like that?
Yeah, that looked cool. Did you hear what I?
No, sorry. Go. You broke up there. Oh, the sound is getting better since I changed the settings a little bit. But say that one again for me.
All right. Well, I was going to say the news that we have since we haven't talked. HBO Max has required a Gotham prequel show to Batman, which is being produced by Matt Reeves.
Interesting.
So,
yeah, Matt Reeves.
We'll see.
Matt Reeves has to be, assuming Joss Whedon had stayed on for one more Avengers movie, or the Russo. I mean, let's put it this way. Matt Reeves has to be the Whedon/Russos of the DC universe for the next however many years. He, as director-writer of the main character, and maybe the main characters, has to be The Rock. And as long as he's The Rock, along with Patty Jenkins with Gal Gadot, we're in good shape, I think.
Yep.
So here's my question. So, I like to brag about my successes, but as you know, I also cop to my failures. And one of the failures I've been very open about was thinking that Aquaman was going to bomb. There's a number of reasons I thought it would bomb, and there's a number of reasons I think it overperformed. But let me give you a couple of statements about Aquaman as the other big property, and let me know what you think. A, if it goes up against any major Disney, Star Wars, Marvel movie, there's no way it's going to make $1 billion again. B, Jason Momoa and Amber Heard are going to get exposed. Hold on. B, Jason Momoa and Amber Heard are going to get exposed as not great actors. And C, the chances of an Aquaman 3, 4, 5, etc., or an Aquaman verse with those characters, I think is nil. And I think DC should do one more really crazy Aquaman movie that connects to the universe and then just move on. Because Wonder Woman could go forever, Batman could go forever, I think Flash could go forever. There's a lot of things that could. Aquaman can't. It's ultimately a weak character and the weakest actors of all the movies. Thoughts?
So, movies. Because the first one, they kind of threw everything in the kitchen sink in it, and it was a bloated movie, and I don't think they have any other stories to probably tell after two. Amber Heard being a bad actress, and Momoa.
She's also potentially an abusive wife, apparently, at the moment.
Would be being bad actors.
She's in a horrible legal battle right now.
Yeah. At this point, I doubt she's going to be Mara in the sequel. So.
But I mean, Jason Momoa. Dude.
I don't.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I said. Well, like I said, just to sum it up, I guess I only think we're going to get an Aquaman 2, and that's probably going to be it. I don't think we're going to even get a third one.
Jason Momoa can be a lead in any number of B to B plus, like historical fighting Netflixy kind of movies. But he's not a lead actor to lead a franchise movie after movie, and they're lucky. I think Aquaman, let's put it this way. Of all the comic book movies the last couple of years, the two that I think I still can't understand made $1 billion are Aquaman and Captain Marvel. Both of them, I'm shocked that they both made $1 billion.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Marvel is such a lame character.
I'll never understand how Captain Marvel made all that money either.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. So to close up here with the virus still running rampant, what are your expectations for rough release schedules and times? Most everything is getting pushed back at least a year, other than what's finished, like Wonder Woman. What's your expectation for all this?
Yeah. Well, I know. Well, I don't think. Well, I'm guessing. I guess this month. So that's like the big. That's going to be the big movie, which has her boy in it. Or Robert Pattinson's in that movie. That's supposed to open up, I guess, maybe this month or next month. But I mean, right now it's pretty much up to if these are going to open up or not. I know a bunch of them got pushed back the next year, so. But I mean, that's all I can tell you about the cinema stuff. But now, Bizzle, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So we have. What do you expect or want to see at this Comic-Con?
Say again?
Like, announcements or trailers.
Announcement trailers where?
At the DC Comic-Con.
Oh,
that's happening this month.
Well, I don't know much about this. That's why I've been grilling you so hard. And by the way, you know this, but the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I want this new Batverse plus Wonder Woman plus Flash to succeed so badly, and all these little sideways things and distractions, make me just nervous. I don't know. Maybe there's a surprise Flash trailer. We're definitely going to get the Wonder Woman second trailer. I wasn't crazy about the first Wonder Woman trailer, not because it didn't look spectacular, but because it didn't change the paradigm the way the final trailer did from the first movie with No Man's Land, teasing No Man's Land and so forth. And as you have talked about, and as Patty's, you've mentioned that Patty has mentioned that she wants to go even more political with Diana going forward, and dealing with political and social issues, which they already have been doing implicitly. They're going to do in this one because it's the Cold War, and then when she goes to the 90s or the present, it makes sense. I'm wondering whether WB, AT&T, whatever the fuck's going on, is going to allow that to happen. So I would be interested to... Let me put it this way. I am very curious what Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot are going to say on that panel, because I can't speak about Patty Jenkins, but Gal Gadot's an Israeli, and Israelis cannot lie, and they can't keep their fucking mouths shut, and I have Israeli families, and I know for a fact she hates the shit out of Trump and what's going on in the current government. And so a political statement of some sort, accident or otherwise, I definitely expect from Gal Gadot and she won't care, and nobody else will care too, because she's Gal fucking Gadot, and she's Wonder Woman. I mean, if anyone can speak to the situation, it's Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot, right? And now we've got the Bryan Singer controversy, you know, with more sexual things going on, blah, 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 blah. So, I don't know, there's a lot of social issues. So, I'm actually more curious about the panels, as I usually am in these things. But, you know, sometimes people say nothing on the panels, sometimes a lot comes out on the panels. And, you know, if you go back to the Justice League panel where a couple years ago where it was a love fest, and you go now all the way forward and everything that's happened, it just shows you how crazy things can get. You know, Star Wars has had some boring panels. Star Wars has also had some momentous panels. And so I'm actually curious to see what some of these actors will say. I don't know who's going to be there. I assume Pattinson and Zoe are both going to be there?
I don't know what's happening, but I have a feeling that we are going to get a Suicide Squad panel. And we're probably
I'm losing you, buddy. I'm sorry. I didn't catch any of that. Can you say that again?
I don't know. I'm sorry. For because we know James Gunn is.
I think you're saying something about James Gunn, but it's not coming through totally clearly.
Do you hear me on that? One more time. Hopefully my internet works. We know James. What? Okay. He's going to have a panel for the Suicide Squad. I think he might end up showing some footage because he is adding it. That go through?
A little bit. We might have to call this one. We got lucky for a while there, but now we're starting to lose a little bandwidth on one end.
I'm still doing. I know what's going on.
If you want to do a quick part 3, why don't we stop the stream and you can do just a quick restart of your Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah, we'll do a quick part 3 because I want to.
All right, well let's do this. So BizzleCast listeners, we're gonna take a 5-minute break, and I want you to just turn your Wi-Fi sort of on and off kind of thing, and then we'll sign back on here and hopefully make it work. All right. See you guys in 5.
All right.